Hey guys, it's Krista with my weekly reads here, and I realized I forgot to tell you guys about a couple books I read recently. One of them was And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. This was a reread for me. The crime site that I review for, terrasharp.com, is looking more into doing some classic features on the website, and so the staff members have all picked different categories. So anyway, I forgot to mention that one. It's a book that I've read before in high school. I enjoyed it a lot. I love Agatha Christie's writing, and I'm really looking forward to reading some more of her books. I started off with that one because I was familiar with it, and I have not read a lot of classic crime stories, so I decided to go with something that I felt comfortable with to get myself back into the feel of those books. So I forgot to mention that I had read that, and my review is posted on the website if you guys want to go check it out. You know, classic, you can't go wrong with Agatha Christie. Awesome, fantastic mystery crime writer. Also, I read The Nair Witch by Victoria Schwab. I have had this book on my shelves forever. It's coming out in paperback pretty soon, and I just had to pick it up. I had to finally get to it before it came out in paperback. I did like it, and I would recommend it, and this is about a small town. I don't know what year it was set in, I'm sorry, but there's a mysterious boy that is seen outside or on the borders of this town of Near. And Near has a lot of background history to it with the Near Witch and witches, and so people are a little paranoid in this town about strangers coming in, and there are some women known to be witches that live kind of on the outside of town. And so there's still some paranoia going on. And the main character just so happens to see this boy outside her window that night that he shows up. And she is familiar with these women that live on the outskirts of town. And she goes to visit them, knowing that they are probably the ones that, if the boy was staying nearby, that they were the ones that would take a stranger in during these weird circumstances with the town. This girl eventually warms up to the boy. They get to become friends. She's keeping it a secret, of course, because of the townspeople and their paranoia. And it gets into deeper about the history of the Near Witch, and there are kids that are starting to go missing in the town, and they automatically blame the stranger for the missing kids, but then she starts delving more into maybe it's the Near Witch and the mystery behind the town and the Near Witch and why they're so paranoid and against having strangers around. It's a pretty short novel, and I thought it was good. I gave it 3 stars. I also finally picked up Guantanamo Boy by Parrera. This one was sent to me for a review a long time ago for the Burn Bright site, but Burn Bright usually doesn't pick up contemporary stories. It's more speculative fiction. So this one kind of got put on the wayside until I could get to it for my own blog. So I did finally pick that one up. It's about some paranoia in other countries that happened after 9/11. This particular boy is from the United Kingdom, and he is visiting some family, and he gets kidnapped and taken away. Some terrorist action and paranoia is, like I said, is happening, and he gets taken to Guantanamo Bay as a prisoner. He's 15 years old, and it's the struggle that he had there. Why was he taken there? His 2 years of being in the camp, and then finally his parents and his family fighting to get him back home, and his travels home. Something I would recommend to maybe fans of Anne Frank's story, if you were a fan of Anne Frank, or Shades of Grey by Ruta Septis, if you are into those kinds of stories, war stories, prison stories, you will like this one. I also rated that one 3 stars, so if you guys are interested in those type of books, I read Struck by Jennifer Bosworth. This is about a girl who is addicted to getting struck by lightning, but it's kind of more than that. It takes place after a whole bunch of like earthquakes and storms are happening all over the world. She lives in California. A huge earthquake has just struck, and her mother is a survivor of the earthquake. So, but she's a little off. They describe it as, you know, when people come home from war and they have post-stress syndrome, they kind of describe it as that same kind of thing going on with her mother. Her and her brother are just going back to school. The kids are getting called back to school, and if you do go back early, then you kind of have dibs over supplies and stuff that are getting put in this town. There is rising factions, kind of, I guess, going on. The prophet is rising up to try to save the people, to be a beacon of what they could look up to in this time of need. And there is some weird thing going on with him, like when the prophet actually touches you, you do heal in a way, like mentally you become more stable, and he's gathering a big following. When they go back to school, there's this lightning group of people that have been struck by lightning forming, because it is happening a lot. And this group is kind of rising up against the prophet, and the main character gets stuck in the middle of all of this. And there is the mystery boy, there is some insta-love, but I did like the whole storyline. I picked up the graphic novel of Dollhouse, one of the Epitaph books. The graphic novels kind of take place after the TV series, where there's kind of all-out war. There's kind of all-out war happening, and the technology is kind of making people zombies. If you pick up the phone, your brain is erased, and you're implanted with this kind of warrior-like persona to help fight for the company, and then the people of the Dollhouse are out fighting to battle the company. And, you know, that's really it. Lots of technology, science fiction kind of stuff. I ended up giving that 4 stars. It was converted into graphic novel very well. I like the pictures. I like the characters. Another book I picked up was the Ivy series, the first book in the series by Karen Kunz. This one, it's set in Harvard, but this was really just like girls in a sorority house, and it was more comparable to 90210 and Gossip Girl, and it was just a lot of drama, a lot of girls fighting with each other, a lot of boys, parties, sex, a lot of sexual encounters, and I didn't care for it very much. It wasn't my type of read. I'm not into those type of books, so I didn't love it. But if you are into the drama and, you know, Gossip Girl kind of stuff, this is something that I think that you guys would appreciate and like, and it is set in college, so the experiences that they're having is, there's a lot more drinking and sex going on than you would find in the high school stories, like Pretty Little Liars, for example, but it is kind of the same feel to it. I also finished reading Lies Beneath by Anne Greenwood Brown. This is a mermaid story. I've only read one other mermaid story, that was Lost Voices by Sarah Porter, which I enjoyed and have been looking forward to reading some more, and this one was great. It had a male main character, a merman, and he's dealing with his sisters. They are, a long time ago together, they had decided to revenge their mother by going after the Hancock family, and the Hancock family is finally on the move. They're moving, they're getting closer, they've decided to move closer to the water. So his sisters have called him to come in so they can start their plan. And they follow the Hancock family, and right away Calder gets involved with Jason Hancock's daughter, and starts seducing her. Their plan is an eye for an eye, pretty much. The Hancock family has killed their mother, so they have decided to go after Jason Hancock and kind of putting their foot in the door by going through the daughter Lily. And he is starting to seduce her, and I love the writing. I loved this dangerous, mysterious feel to what's going on. The mermaids the mermaids eat by feeding off of energy from humans. They drown them and absorb their energy. So there's this constant kind of dangerous feeling to it. The mermaids eat by feeding off of energy from humans. They drown them and absorb their energy. So there's this constant kind of dangerous feeling to it because they've got to eat to survive. And the sisters are just kind of, they're fun, but they're evil. You know, they're out devising this plan to murder people. And when Lily gets involved, you know, there's just several different layers to this book, which I really enjoyed. I really love the plot twist, but it wasn't just one twist. It was like a couple of them that kind of really revolved and evolved into this bigger plan going on. I really enjoyed that. I liked all the characters. I liked the dynamics in it and the dangerous feel to it. And I thought it was really well put together. And this is one that I really want to continue on with the series. I read a contemporary memoir story. It's New House 5 by Andy Butler. This is one that I got off of Smashwords. I was asked to review it. And this is a story about a boy writing out his memoirs from his freshman year at college. He was a resident advisor on his floor at the dorm house. And this is kind of his story about the people that he met and the things that happened in the dorm rooms while he was there, and how it changed his life and some of the other people's lives that he advised while he was there. This is the type of book that I would recommend to high school students that are looking into living in a dorm when they move to college, or what it's like living in a dorm and some experiences that people go through, you know, while they're in college. Or a freshman year at school, you know, if you are living in a dorm for your first time. This book might help you, you know, realize what it's like living with other people and the things that they're going through as well that you're just not really aware of until you decide to make friends with people and get to know them. And then I read 7.8 by Mary Harbon. This book was kind of difficult for me to read. I just couldn't connect with it. There were a lot of big ideas and big words, and it was really what they think they call hard science fiction. It was really one that you just have to I guess it was just for smarter people. I don't know. I guess I just wasn't smart enough to grasp some of the ideas in this story. But, you know, some aliens, there's traveling, there's big ideas of this number 7.8, connecting the whole universe together, and a little tiny bit of romance, a guy that's kind of a womanizer. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.